Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the hottest, most electrifying updates from Laker Nation. Before we dive into today's earth-shaking rumor, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat as we unpack the future of our franchise. Today, we're tackling a shockwave that's sending tremors through every Lakers group chat and pundit panel. Could LeBron James actually walk away from Los Angeles next season? That's right. Despite reports indicating he'll opt in for a $52.6 million player option, whispers are swirling that the King might just opt out, explore free agency, or even consider a surprise relocation. Imagine the fallout if LeBron, at 40 years old but still posting all NBA second-team numbers, 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, 7.8 rebounds, decides his next chapter lies elsewhere. Could this be his way of chasing one last ring outside of the purple and gold? Is it possible that the allure of a fresh system, perhaps teaming up with rising stars or returning to a franchise where he began his career, becomes too tempting to resist? Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. The catalyst for this wild speculation? Reliable insider Shams Charania's update on the Pat McAfee show, which many interpreted as a near-certain re-signing. Yet, savvy observers note Charania said LeBron likely will opt in, leaving just enough wiggle room for a surprising about-face. What if likely isn't certain? What if LeBron uses the optics of that report to mask negotiations with another franchise? Some insiders believe he's already had preliminary talks with teams hungry to harness his veteran leadership and global marketing power. Consider this. The Lakers are in a transitional phase. They've just welcomed Luka Doncic in a blockbuster deal, reshaping the roster around a new superstar duo. While that move screams win now, it also means the front office may be reallocating salary cap space, draft capital, and veteran role players to build around Luka's unique skill set. Could it be that management subtly signaled to LeBron that the Lakers' long-term vision is pivoting to a post-LeBron era centered squarely on Doncic? And if so, might the King see the writing on the wall and decide to pursue a final championship run elsewhere rather than remain in a reshaped lineup that demands compromise on usage and play style? Fans are already buzzing. Could he head back east to reunite with old allies? Is Miami, with its veteran cores and playoff pedigree, the dark horse destination? Or perhaps a surprise return to Cleveland, where his legacy looms largest, beckons, as an emotional farewell tour. Each scenario carries its own allure. Miami offers South Beach nightlife and a competitive roster. Cleveland offers nostalgic heroes welcome. Even a third option, joining a Western Conference contender like Phoenix or Denver, could be on the table if the Lakers really do shift focus. Statistically, LeBron remains an elite scorer and facilitator, shooting over 50% from the field, threading impossible passes and closing games with ice water in his veins. But at the same time, his usage rate and minutes have been carefully monitored. Managing that aging frame is a year-long saga. Could he balk at another heavy workload under a system that might prioritize Luka's ball handling and half-court sets? Could he instead gravitate toward a roster built to maximize his strengths, transition offense, spacing around Davis, or smaller lineups that let him roam free? These are questions the Lakers front office surely knows well, and questions LeBron might use as leverage in deciding whether to stay or go. Meanwhile, the rumor mill churns with league-wide reactions. Warriors fans, observing the Lakers' internal shakeup, are privately hopeful that LeBron's departure clears the Western slate for Golden State to reclaim supremacy. They're asking, without James, can LA still run with Steph Curry and co.? On the flip side, Eastern contenders like the Bucks or Heat could see LeBron's potential availability as the moonshot piece that catapults them back into title contention. In locker rooms and local bars alike, speculation is rampant. Which coach will reel him in? Will Pat Riley make an irresistible pitch in Miami? Could Steve Kerr try to reassemble the nucleus of three-peat dreams in Golden State? Adding fuel to the fire, several reputable next-stop rumors have already floated. One suggests the Heat have promised LeBron a tailored load management plan, limiting his minutes to preserve his body. Another whispers the Mavericks desiring a reunion after his blockbuster passing lane highlights. All this noise begs the question, how much of this is strategic leak from competing front offices and how much is genuine internal deliberation by LeBron's camp? Some insiders believe that the Lakers themselves might be orchestrating these rumors to pressure LeBron into staying. But will this reverse psychology really work on one of the most savvy players in NBA history? Of course, none of this changes the cold hard fact that LeBron holds the power. His player option grants him the freedom to dictate his next chapter. And with that kind of leverage, every whisper, every likely comment, every friendly dinner with opposing executives becomes a chess move in a high-stakes game. The Lakers could match any offer, sweeten deals with draft picks, or promise expanded ownership stakes and marketing deals. But will all that be enough to convince a player who's already conquered every conceivable basketball milestone to remain in a franchise on the cusp of its next metamorphosis? And here's the kicker. Even if LeBron opts in today, could he still flip the script tomorrow? His history of surprises is storied, from his decision back in 2010 to his midseason Miami Heat move. Fans are wondering if this might be the most dramatic turnaround yet, a last-minute free agency jolt that catches the entire league off guard. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe LeBron's heart still beats purple and gold, that he'll stay to help Luka and AD chase that elusive 18th banner. Yet part of me can't shake the feeling that he might seek one final fairy tale ending elsewhere. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. As the trade chatter heats up, let's dive into what life could look like on the hardwood if Cam Johnson does indeed don the purple and gold, and alternatively, what could happen if the Warriors pull off the upset, and why both outcomes carry massive ripple effects for our Lakers' title hopes. First, imagine Cam slotted into the Lakers' rotation. Picture the starting lineup. D'Angelo Russell orchestrating the offense, LeBron James leading the break, Anthony Davis patrolling, the paint, Rui Hachimura's versatile finishing, and Cam Johnson stationed in that corner, ready to let it fly. That alignment would force defenses to respect every angle. Drive and kick threes would become an automatic weapon, pick-and-pop actions with AD would become lethal, and LeBron's ability to collapse the defense before dishing to Cam for open triples could redefine heat check. Coach Redick would suddenly have an embarrassment of riches, able to stagger minutes, dial up small ball units, or unleash a lethal second unit anchored by Cam's shooting and Malik Beasley's off-ball movement. But it's not just about spacing. Cam's defensive growth cannot be overlooked. He's earned praise for his on-ball pressure, switching versatility, and ability to contest without fouling. In a conference where perimeter scoring is king, having a two-way wing who can guard elite scorers like Paul George, Devin Booker, or Kyrie Irving could be a game-changer. Imagine late-game scenarios where Cam draws the assignment on the opposing team's best wing, allowing LeBron and AD to conserve energy for key possessions. That kind of matchup flexibility is exactly what championship-caliber teams covet, and what the Lakers have desperately needed. Now, let's consider the flip side. If the Warriors outmaneuver LA and land Cam instead, Golden State would instantly bolster their rotational shooting behind Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, creating a three-headed monster so potent that even the tightest defense would struggle to keep up. For the Lakers, losing out on Johnson could sting, not just because of the on-court loss, but because it might signal a lack of aggression in trade negotiations, or the misjudgment of how precious draft capital and role players should be leveraged at the deadline. And that brings us to the ultimate trade deadline question. Is now the right time to mortgage the future? Lakers loyalists have long debated whether it's better to hold on to first-round picks in hopes of drafting the next star, or 2. Swing hard for a veteran who can contribute immediately. Trading away a first-rounder or two for Cam could tip the scales toward a win-now mentality, declaring that this championship window, powered by LeBron's experience and Luka's unprecedented talent, is worth sacrificing some long-term assets. For a franchise chasing its 18th banner, that's a compelling argument. But if the bid fails, LA risks ending up with depleted draft assets and an unfulfilled promise. Behind the scenes, you can bet the Lakers' front office is weighing every variable: how Cam's contract impacts their salary cap, how his presence affects future free agent recruitment, and how blockbuster trades shape the team culture. Meanwhile, Warriors executives are reminding Johnson of the strength in numbers mantra, the Oracle legacy, and the opportunity to chase titles alongside Curry. Both pitches have emotional hooks, and neither side can guarantee a championship. In locker rooms across the league, players are talking. Some Lakers veterans reportedly view Cam as a missing piece, someone who can inject confidence and unlock underutilized playmaking wizardry from the duo. Others worry that integrating another high-usage shooter might muddle the offensive roles and chemistry. It's a delicate balance. Too many cooks in the kitchen can spoil the broth, but the right addition at the right time can turn a good team into an all-time great squad. Then there's the intangible yet potent factor of momentum. If the Lakers can announce the signing of a sharpshooter like Johnson right before entering the playoffs, it could send a psychological message. We're not just contenders, we're threats. In the postseason, confidence can be the difference between a first-round exit and a finals appearance. But if they miss on this, the narrative could flip. LA choked at the deadline, while Golden State got even stronger. That storyline alone would fuel sports talk shows, social media debates, and add weight to the rivalry that already defines California basketball. As for the timeline, insider whispers suggest a flurry of phone calls happening now, with both sides aiming to finalize something before the March 1st deadline. If Cam wants clarity on his future, he may push for a resolution soon, keeping both the Lakers and Warriors on tenterhooks. Some believe Phoenix will wait until both offers are on the table, while others think they'll pick the guaranteed package that best aligns with Cam's personal and professional goals. And what about the fans? Lakers faithful are already dreaming of title parades, convinced that Cam's arrival could be the X factor that carries this team past the conference finals and into the NBA Finals. Social feeds are flooded with animated lineup graphics, highlight reel edits, and countdowns to the trade deadline. Conversely, some are sounding cautious notes, reminding everyone that dreams can turn into nightmares if the price paid is too high. They argue that draft assets are the lifeblood of sustainable success, and that giving them up for a rental can backfire if LeBron or Luka suffer untimely injuries. Now, let's be honest. This rumor has it all: superstar intrigue, a cross-state rivalry, championship stakes, and fan passion. It's the perfect storm for a blockbuster trade narrative. Whether Cam Johnson ends up walking into Crypto.com arena wearing number 23, or sliding into the Chase Center tunnel as a Warrior, this saga will be remembered as one of the most compelling storylines of the season. But what do you think? Are you on board with going all in for Cam Johnson, even if it costs significant draft capital? Or would you rather hold on to those picks and stand pat, trusting our current roster to develop chemistry down the stretch? Personally, I'm leaning toward pulling the trigger. I'd sacrifice a mid-first rounder for a proven 3-and-D wing who can complement LeBron and Luka flawlessly. It's a risk, but sometimes the highest rewards demand the boldest moves. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know which side you're on in this Lakers vs. Warriors trade war over Cam Johnson, and why. Your take might just shape the conversation leading up to the biggest deadline in recent memory. If you've enjoyed breaking down this blockbuster speculation, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, And turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on all things Lakers. Together, we'll watch every twist and turn in this epic West Coast rivalry, and we'll be right here to bring you the inside scoop as it unfolds.